let's take a look at Schema next. What is that? In my experience, most people don't actually know what Schema is. How have they heard of it? I get a question a lot nowadays around how do large language models, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, Claude, I don't even know them all now. How do I get my website to appear in those kinds of searches, in generative AI searches? Well, that's a complicated answer with a lot of facets to it. Ultimately, to distill it down into a single thing, you want to have a site that people are on, spend time on, and is useful. All of these services, Google as a search engine and large language models, are trying to assess the utility of a site for its users, basically. There's a lot of measurements in terms of how it evaluates that, but time on site is a big piece of that. Having said that, in terms of information architecture, Schema is a huge piece of how LLMs, and for that matter, Google as a search engine, reads your site. Schema provides explicit structure in a messy World Wide Web. You can think maybe of the web as like moving boxes. Imagine yourself moving homes. If you're anything like me, it starts out like a really, really good idea. And then eventually you end up with a bunch of boxes that have like just tons of stuff thrown in them. And it's like, what label am I going to put on this box? I don't know. It has something of everything in it. And a lot of websites are designed in exactly the same way. They're a box and it has all kinds of crap in it. And a page is a box and it has all kinds of crap in it. Schema provides an ordered way of putting labels, essentially, on either, you can think of it like folders within a box to use for organization, or maybe it's just labels on the outside of the box. But hopefully this metaphor is making some sense. What it means is it gives information on what is this page, what entities within the page are mentioned, how are they related, is this a product, a service, an article, an FAQ, are we talking about an organization here? This is the Schema hierarchy from their website. So you can start to get an idea of what kind of article are we describing on this site? What is the media object? What is if this is a review? What is the origin of the review? If it's a web page, what is the web page? If it's a page element, what audience is it relating to? If it's navigational or like a page item, is it a breadcrumb, how to? If it's an offer, what's the details of that? There's so much structured information, geo-coordinates, FAQ information, organization information. I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can see there's an enormous inventory of ways that information is coded using Schema. And you can think of this, maybe another way is like, these are tabs in a binder. Your website's the binder. Well, LLMs and Google want to find information quickly and understand its context and intent. And the tabs are going to give it an ability to flip through your website and find exactly what it wants in a way that is easy for it to understand. Not using this impairs your ability to rank on Google and on LLMs. Why is this important for SEO, or sorry, for PPC? Because increasingly, as we're moving quickly into a world where we have less control over bidding and keyword-based targeting and the granular ability to match a user's search with a destination, coding this kind of information into a site allows Google to match with a lot of precision between the user's search, the intent of that search, and the ultimate destination on your site. So this is also the big buzzword thing, is like around AI summaries, and that this is, coding in frequently asked questions and stuff like that is a way that people are appearing in answer engines, AI summaries, that kind of thing. It doesn't force understanding. Your content still needs to be good. It needs to be well written, clear, purposeful, useful, but it removes ambiguity from site design and information architecture.